Hi guys, my name is Gia, and today I'm going to be doing a travel talk video for you guys and sharing about my experiences going to Malibu, California. I've actually been there twice in my life, and it's one of my favorite places to go. I'm excited to go back. This picture right here is actually one of my favorite pictures I've ever taken. It's the view from my aunt's house in Malibu. It overlooks miles and miles of land, forest, trees, lots of mountains, and of course, in the distance, you can see the ocean. You actually can't even tell where the ocean meets the sky. It kind of blends together here, which is really cool when you're that high up. She has a beautiful infinity pool right here with a hot tub, and it overlooks all of this. It's a really cool experience. And at nighttime, there's barely any light pollution. So from her house so high up, you could actually see a lot of the stars and the constellations in the sky, which is really cool. Here in Bethlehem, you don't get to see much of that in the sky because of all the light pollution. So that was another one of my favorite things from my trips there. So just to start, I want to go over a few things about Malibu, California. It's actually a city west of Los Angeles, and it's known for its celebrity homes, tons of celebrity sightings, and beautiful beaches. It actually has 21 miles of coastline. You can see down here. It's just slightly to the left of Los Angeles. Also, many TV shows and movies are filmed here, so it's a pretty famous town for a bunch of reasons, not just its beauty. So the first time I went there was in July of 2017. I went with my grandma, and I went to visit my aunt and my cousin that actually live out there. This was us in a shipyard when we were getting lunch one day. We did tons of hiking. It was a really cool trip. It was the first time I saw my cousin in nearly 10 years since she lives on the opposite coast. We're actually only 1 year apart. So we got really close on this trip and we still stay in contact to this day. And then the second trip, which I'm going to go into more detail about, was actually last March in 2020. It was at the beginning of March for spring break, and it was the last trip I've gone on since the COVID-19 pandemic actually started, which is why this trip is forever special. I was there for my 20th birthday. And again, it was the last trip I got to go on with my friends in the past year because of everything that's going on in the world. This is views of the palm trees, and this is one of our favorite restaurants that we went to. It's called Malibu Farms. It's right on the water. We got to sit at like a picnic table kind of on a dock. It was really beautiful. One of my favorite activities we did there was goat yoga. We actually were like in this little enclosed area. Everyone had mats or towels that they did this morning sunrise yoga on, and they had a bunch of baby goats and a few like older goats, like the mothers. It was so cool. The goats were like literally 13 days old. And they were just like running around. Some of them were peeing on the mats, which was really funny. You could see here that they like to climb so they could stand on people's backs. This is my friend Julia and my friend Hannah. Here's some more up close pictures of the baby goats and my friend Catherine. This was definitely one of my favorite experiences. I've never done anything like this. Another thing that we did was horseback riding in the Hollywood Hills. If you guys have ever seen the Hollywood sign, like pictures of it, we actually went horseback riding on the trails that lead up to it. Incredibly cool, very cool experience, but I've never been on a horse before, and it was slightly terrifying for me. You can't really see from these pictures, but the horses actually like to walk on the edge of the cliff, and sometimes their feet will like slide off the edge, and it's just the way they like to walk. It actually gives them more balance, even though it seems really scary, but you have full control over your horse. So if you feel like you're getting too close to the side, you can kind of like lean the other way and they'll move to the side, and they like to walk in a straight line. So I had people in front of me and behind. But this over here is also the ranch where they keep all of the horses, and a mini version of the Hollywood sign over here, but also a really fun experience. We also did a ton of hiking this trip. We in this particular picture, we were hiking to Topanga, and these are the views. You can literally see miles and miles and miles away. And if you look on the opposite side of the mountain, you see the ocean. So you kind of get a view of both the mountains and the hills, and also the beaches and the ocean along the coastline. So this was really cool. You can see how high up we were. And this was actually our destination. This is what is considered Topanga. It's this concrete platform. Honestly, probably isn't the safest thing to do, but it's really cool. I was actually really nervous to be near the edges. I have a total fear of heights. It was giving me a little bit of vertigo, which is like a weird sense of sight when there's so much in front of you like this, like hundreds of miles that you can see ahead of you and you're so high up. But the cool thing about this place is you get to graffiti it, as you can see. But it was really cool. Down here are a few of my friends just laying near the edge. We also took a bunch of trips to local beaches. These are a few of my favorite pictures. You can see the ocean and all the pretty houses that are right on the coast. Obviously, these are $1 million houses. I would love to go inside and see them, but we were just visiting. We were imagining all of the celebrities that probably live there. One cool thing that we actually got to see when we were in Malibu was the old Hannah Montana house where it was filmed. If you guys have ever watched that show, I don't know if that show's a little too old for you guys now, but when I was younger, that was one of my favorite shows, and we got to see where it was filmed. So that was pretty cool. Another super cool experience was we actually got to go on America's Got Talent. I wrote X Factor, but I totally meant to write America's Got Talent. That's my fault. But yeah, America's Got Talent. We got put in the front row. We were like right behind all the judges, like Simon Cowell. I actually forget a few of the other ones, but it was so cool. We got to see like 5 or 6 performances live, and then they actually aired on TV. So like we were looking for the episodes where you could see us in the background. But it's definitely a cool experience because they kind of tell you when to stand up and cheer. It's a lot more scripted than you think. So you kind of get to see the behind the scenes of filming a big TV show like this. Of course, one of my favorite things was all the yummy food. I love trying new food when I'm traveling, but I kind of stuck to the basics when we were here. I ordered pasta and burrata with tomatoes. There's some soup. We had some amazing tacos. All the food was nice and bright and delicious. And again, just to wrap it all up, the best part of the entire trip for me was just getting to be with my friends and experience like all these cool things with them, getting to look back on it, of course, and getting to do this for my 20th birthday and celebrate before COVID hit. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys learned a bunch about Malibu. I'm excited to go back one day, and hopefully you guys can travel there as well. Thanks for watching.